everybody, it's your boy Moski, back with another video. Today's video is a movie review video of Godzilla vs. Kong. But before we get into that, would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Big_Adolfo, but you can call me Rudy.
I'm Jordan, no social media to follow, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and leave a comment on who you want to see win.
Appreciate that, man. But we're here to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong, and it's a non-spoiler review, so I will give you a warning when I do get to spoiler review, so stay tuned for that, and if you've seen the movies. But once we get there and we're in the spoiler review, click off the video. So here we go. So we're going to start with the review. What do you guys think about the story of Godzilla and Godzilla?
Jordan, you can go first. You got a little bit better insight than I do.
If I'm putting it in one word, fire.
Fire?
Yeah,
Fuego.
I liked the movie. Didn't like any of the human characters, honestly.
Did
not like any of them. Oh no, like Paperboy. What was the three Fire Fist? What was it?
Oh, you talking about the guy from Deadpool?
Yeah, the guy from Deadpool, 11, and Paperboy. I'm trying to think. I can't remember their names in the movie.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. The characters in the movie,
you don't care about
the humans. You really don't really care about them. Except there's one person I actually really care about, and it's you seen it in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. It's the little girl, and she's deaf, and in the trailer it says she's the only one that communicates with Kong, and I felt like she was the most interesting character out of all of them, and she never spoke, obviously because she is deaf. But out of all that, there was really no build up for character development, and it's not like I'm expecting that, because I want to see just monsters just going at it, you know? And that's all I'm there for. I just want to see two of the biggest franchise monsters going head to head. And what this movie gave you, it delivers. It delivers that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you expected a lot of action scenes, there is a lot of action scenes in this. And another thing that I love, that it's in the daytime. It's good because they showed it in the trailer as well, that obviously they fought in the daytime. So, and that's the best thing about it, because on the last other movies that they fought, it was mostly in the dark. So it was kind of hard to see the monster fights. But in this movie, you clearly see the fights. So, what did you guys think about the fighting? You think the fighting was good or no?
Yeah, the fighting was good. I kind of was wondering what happened to the rest of the Titans. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
When it went to the other Hollow, I won't say, but when it went to, I thought they were going to pop up during the movie, and none of them did. But I guess it was supposed to be Kong versus Godzilla. They didn't want nobody else to come in and mess it up.
That's true. What do you think?
The fight scenes are French kiss. Or, excuse me, chef kiss. Chef kiss.
French kiss.
I'm not gonna lie.
He was tonguing people and stuff.
Whoa.
That's what a French kiss is.
I know.
I mean,
what movie we watching?
We're adults. I don't know. It might have popped up somewhere. But the fight scenes were grade A. Quality. Like you said, I do remember the time of day being a big issue in other movies. The different, obviously it's in the trailer, so no spoilers, but popping up in different scenes and getting different fights in different environments, you know what I'm saying? Land versus water, that causes a lot of debate. So it was a lot of anticipation.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And the only thing I wish the movie was a little bit longer.
I thought it was gonna be longer.
Because the movie runtime is 2 hours and something minutes. I don't know the exact minutes, but anyways, the movie could have been longer. Like, it felt a little bit rushed with with Kong and Godzilla, but you know.
Man, they had to try to build up those characters they had, and they just sucked. Yeah. Honestly, they really didn't do anything for the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. But the only thing I just cared about, obviously, what we all care about, is just the monsters. And they were on the humans a little bit, where they're just dialogue wasn't going anywhere. Sometimes there'd be moments where I can't say, but I'll say it in the spoiler review. But there were just moments that shouldn't be in the movie, and I wish they handled it well. But the thing is, I'm not discrediting the movie. The movie is amazing, so you should watch this movie if you are a big Godzilla fan or a Kong fan, because these are one of the best fights that we've seen in a while, and I really enjoyed it. So, what are you guys gonna give the rating for this movie?
I give it a 7.5.
7.5.
I liked it though. It's just the characters though. That's the only thing I could go without. Make the fight scenes longer. Get rid of all those human characters. No one cares about them. Honestly.
That's true. Okay, what about you? What do you give the rating?
My personal rating, I'll give it a 7. I'm with Rudy. It was a good movie. If you're a diehard Kong or Godzilla fan, you might disagree due to the dialogue and people being involved. It's understood. If you enjoy sci-fi, definitely go see the movie. And if you enjoy movies overall, like I said, Fuego, Heat, go see it. Go check it out. Go blow your money.
So, my final verdict, I get close to them. I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10. The reason why, because I've been waiting for this movie for so long, and the last time they fought, none of us were alive. So,
because I remember because back in the day I used to watch the old movies, and then I remember the King Kong Godzilla, like, I was looking that thing up on YouTube, and King Kong won that one. And that's So yeah, it's for spoiler, but whatever.
From the first ever time they ever fought each other, Kong won that fight, and
easily.
I don't know about easily.
No problem at all.
Calm down.
A guy in a monkey suit and a guy in a lizard suit. It was no match.
But Kong. I think Kong did win that fight from the first one, and we will talk about what's gonna happen in the spoiler review of who won this fight. And remember, the director said there is a clear winner that wins this fight, and we will talk about it in the spoiler review. So my rating is 8 out of 10. You should go check this out. Even if you are a Godzilla fan or a Kong fan, you would thoroughly love this movie, and highly advise you to watch this movie. Alright, so who are you guys rooting for?
Rudy, who would you like to see?
I think it's clear that I want King Kong to win.
You want King Kong to win?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you can see the shirt, I'm wearing. I got this guy with me. So, clearly I'm going for Godzilla.
I personally want to see Godzilla win.
There you go.
You want what?
I want to see Godzilla win. We all know he's monstrous.
Yeah,
big monkey.
So these are the teams. It's Godzilla fans right here, and then a Kong fan right here. So, so it's basically it's gonna be a good fight if you guys see it when you're anticipating for the movie. Yeah, I highly advise you to watch this movie. It's a real good movie if you're any fan of a King Kong fan and a Godzilla fan. So, thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for the spoiler review. If you've seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, click off the video right now, because we're going to get to the spoiler review. So, thank you for watching, and peace. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Moski, and this is the spoiler review for Godzilla vs. Kong. So, I gave you time to click away off the video, so we're going to get down to the spoilers. So, alright, what's the biggest thing that excited you in this movie?
The fight scene, obviously. I kind of thought, I thought Kong was going to win. I was getting started off the bat right there. I thought my boy was gonna pull through
right away.
Yeah, right away. Because I'm very upset right now. You guys are happy. I'm not. This is complete utter BS in my opinion. They want to keep Godzilla in the movie, so they got to make sure that he wins. And they're cheating.
It's the excuses, because the reason why I feel like Godzilla wins, because it makes sense. Like, if I was a Kong, I'm a Kong fan, but I'm saying if, a big Kong fan, I hate Godzilla. I would, in my mind, I'm worried for Kong, because he does not have special abilities.
Nah, not at all.
Like Godzilla, because he had the atomic breath, and then he had the atomic heat wave from King of the Monsters that you've seen.
Well, in the first Godzilla movie, he was slow, wasn't he? So I'm like, why did they make him so...
Well, because remember, he wasn't, fully grown.
I guess.
So that's when he was still growing. So what about you? What was your favorite part of the movie?
I personally, I'm not the biggest Kong or Godzilla fan, so me going into this, I was just looking for a big monkey and an alligator dragon to get it cracking. You know what I mean? You made some points because he had the atomic breath, and I've never seen Kong with any powers. Clearly, he could pick up a tree and put it to use. But I was torn. I was torn. A lot of this movie had me conflicted with my decision in the beginning.
So we're gonna talk about my favorite scene, and I think it was a cool scene where Mecha Godzilla came out of nowhere, where they built him from King Ghidorah's mind of his skull. From, if you've seen King of the Monsters, there's an ending credit scene when they showed the head of King Ghidorah. So we were wondering, like, alright, so what are they gonna get through? Where are they gonna get, like, from King Ghidorah, and, like, what's the storyline? What's gonna happen? And they linked it to the machine of King Ghidorah. And I think that's stupid. Why would you link it to a monster that is uncontrollable, and he will do anything that's, like, destroying his path?
Go ahead.
Just basically, he's an evil monster that won't listen or be controlled by anyone. And you're telling me you're gonna put it into a machine that's called Mechagodzilla, that's fully advanced and it's really huge, 10 times bigger than Godzilla and Kong, 10 times. But continue what you're gonna say.
I forgot about that cutscene in the last movie, Godzilla versus the King of Monsters, stuff like that, where they took his head, and then when they showed that scene, I forgot that was his skull. I was like, oh dang, that was pretty cool. Yeah. But I think we should talk about round by round how it went down.
So we're going to talk about the first round. The first time that Kong and Godzilla fought, it was in a boat, and Kong was getting transported to go to Hollow Earth. And it's supposedly that's his home of Kong's, and the humans are transporting him, and he's all chained up, transporting him to Hollow Earth. So Godzilla senses him and consider him as a threat. So all you see is Godzilla destroying all these battleships and just fucking up shit, basically. And it was pretty cool. But the thing is, it sucked for Kong because he's literally stranded with chains around him because he can't move. And Godzilla's coming right at him. And as soon as Godzilla gets up and close and personal, he flips the boat and Kong was starting to drown because he's still chained up to the boat. And the only way that Kong got out the chains is because the humans actually finally released Kong from his chains, and then he got the chance to fight back with Godzilla. And Godzilla was giving him a run for his money when he was in the water, but as soon as Kong got out of the water, he stood somewhat of a chance. But as soon as Kong got up and got broken free from those chains, he got on top of the boat. And as soon as he got on top, he considered to jump on other boats that were bigger, so he can be basically where he can stand more in more of an area where he can move around. And then as soon as Kong got into the boat, Godzilla came as well, jumped onto the boat. Kong came with a big swing, punched Godzilla in the freaking face, and that was crazy. That was awesome.
That was such a dope scene.
That was so dope.
But like they set him up to lose for fighting in the water. That was not gonna go well for him.
But yeah, as soon as Kong punched freaking Godzilla in the face, Godzilla took it and they came back with a slap. He pimp slapped King Kong.
Yeah, they're
I was like, dang. But then as soon as Kong got into the water, it was downhill for Kong.
Yeah, it was all.
Because Godzilla, as soon as you know he's in the water, it's more of an advantage of Godzilla winning that fight. And he started drowning him. He literally pulled him into the water with his tail and started swimming way down, and Kong was losing so much oxygen because he's basically running out of air. So
then the humans had to come and save him.
Yeah, the humans saved him with some missiles, and that was the only way to get Kong free from Godzilla's tail.
One thing you were saying during the movie I didn't really even pick up on how Godzilla senses you're a threat and he comes after you. Yeah. And then when after he came up for gasping for air and he laid on the thing, he basically said, "I give up for this round."
Oh,
and then the girl, they're like, he didn't win, but he's pretending that he won or something like that.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, basically Godzilla's like, all right, you're not a threat right now, so I'm about to bounce, and it just dipped.
Yeah, like the reason why because Godzilla was about to go for another round too.
Yeah, he could have went like 15 more rounds. There was no problem with sweat.
Because as soon as the humans saved Kong and Kong got on top of the boat with his back on the boat, laying back, Godzilla was still ready to fight.
Yeah, so, he was not phased.
He was not phased at all, and he was so ready to come back. And as soon as Kong was on the back of the boat, the human characters were saying like, "Oh, we gotta turn off the engines." They're like, "Why?" Basically, you're saying if you have the engines on, and basically they're like battleships, they're basically saying, "Oh, you're still challenging me." So that Kong took that as a challenge, basically, and like you guys are a threat. But as soon as they turn it off, the boat's not even moving, and Godzilla's basically saying, "Oh, okay, I won."
Yeah, he's like, "I won." Yeah, he's smiling and stuff.
Oh yeah, he made it.
Yeah, dude, that was a funny part to put in the movie. This first round that they had was a personal favorite for mine because you look at the trailers and you can see different different areas or different, you know what I'm saying, scenes of fighting, and you're catering to Godzilla, you're favoring him if you're just going out on the water. And that was interesting. And another point that you had brought up about him sensing the threat, like, even though Kong doesn't have any powers, he's just that.
Yeah, strong.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That much of a threat. And then for him to even be able to sense minute energy levels from battleships and all that, and that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit in the beginning. I'm not going to lie, but that, you know what I'm saying? Nature's intuition. I can get with it.
Yeah, so what you guys want to talk about
I want to talk about the Hollow Earth.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Hollow Earth, yeah.
Because, like, we don't need to do... I don't think it's really necessary to talk about how they got to Hollow Earth. Because that's kind of...
We're going to go by bits. We're not going to tell you the whole movie, but we're going to tell you bits of the movie. So continue with what you're going to talk about.
Like, when, I guess I didn't understand the whole thing about Hollow Earth, but I guess that was where Kong originally was from. And once he got there, he found, like, it looked like a temple. And it looked, I don't know, you guys think it's King Kong's temple. I thought it was Godzilla's. I don't know if they're from the same world or not.
Well, we don't know the full story about it.
It
just looks like it's Kong's place. And I guess, remember, they even humans said that they had an ancient rivalry, and maybe that's their battle area. But I guess Kong, I guess that's the ruler over there. Because I know it just before we get to that with the weapon that Kong had, it just looked like Kong's place because they had statues of Kong. They had a statue of one of his hands of the ancient ones. I'm like, it has to be Kong's place.
I don't know, man. It's because so during the movie, Kong finds his home. He opens the door, and then he finds this axe on the floor, and it has Godzilla's scale on there. Mm-hmm. And so then he sits on the throne, and you think that and he beats on his chest. So you think it's his home. Well, at least that's the way I looked at it. Then he found that spot on the floor where the axe belongs, puts it down, and then you see the Godzilla around the little circle thing. It goes around the throne. So I'm thinking that's Godzilla's throne instead of King Kong's.
I just think it makes sense because the way it's structured, how he has to sit. Because Godzilla, he doesn't.
It would have been bigger if it was Godzilla.
Yeah, it would be 10 times bigger. Yeah, because the way it's set up, it looked like it's supposed to be Kong's throne.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, to me it was just weird that you see a little snake go around the throne, and it's the shape of Godzilla.
Yeah, that's the part I don't understand what's going on with it. Maybe we'll find out in the future.
Maybe.
So we don't know fully, but what do you think of Hollow Earth?
Hollow Earth, I personally, I was getting into the way that they were describing it as it being, well, not necessarily where it was, but how it extends itself in a sense. So that it was kind of peeking through Earth through a little hole, and that little hole was how they were tracking them, and that I was getting behind that. I do want to go back though, backtrack real quick to when they had him in the enclosure. That threw me off. I'm not gonna. I thought we were already in Hollow Earth. I'm pretty sure there are movies behind this that keep you up to date with what's going on.
No, Hollow Earth. That was the first time they mentioned that in these movies.
No, because what he's talking about. He's talking about in the beginning of the movie. Kong is in a facility that you think it's Skull Island, but in reality it's a facility that is shaped like Skull Island, but in reality it is not. It is made by humans, and it's all an illusion to Kong. And Kong is just fucking things up by throwing trees into the ceiling. So he knows it's not real, and he's just messing up the building. And this is the reason why he's going to Hollow Earth, is because he knows this is not his home.
I kind of didn't like that they didn't show him getting off Skull Island. They just put him in that enclosure.
That is another reason, because that's why they even said it in the movie. Yeah. Remember, there was a giant storm that came to Skull Island, wiped the people out, and then that's why he saved that one girl that was the only one that was a survivor.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of
so that they gave you the backstory, but they didn't show it to you, but they gave you the backstory why she's in the movie and why he's not in Skull Island no more.
See, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm slightly uncultured, which is why to me it almost feels like I'm missing out on a movie that should have been on the in-between or something. But at the same time, that kind of falls into having to give too much character build-up and plot build-up between the people. I know how y'all feel about people being in this, so.
Alright, so now round two.
Alright, so you guys want to talk about round two? I feel like I'm the one that's mostly talking.
No, I was saying you're giving out the best layout to it. So go
yeah,
ahead.
I figured that when we were going through like not scene by scene, but like kind of.
And you've seen the movie more than both of us, so you would.
Yeah, so I figured you remember
just a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, round two. Mario.
Okay, round two. There was a pretty funny, cool moment where Kong's still on Hollow Earth and Godzilla's in the real world. So Godzilla is in Hong Kong. He senses like danger, like he senses something, like something's up. So while Kong's in the Hollow Earth, Godzilla senses it. So as soon as he senses it, he powers up his atomic breath and then points down into the ground, blasts a huge hole from reality to the Hollow Earth. And as soon as he did that, when Kong actually can see him, because he had to look. Godzilla had looked down and King Kong had to look down. It was just so weird because it's Hollow Earth, so it's like it's shaped differently. It's like it's unnormal than regular Earth. But the cool thing that Godzilla did, he looked at him, bring your ass up here, and then Kong's like, I'll be up there. Oh shoot! And then there's things falling at Kong.
Yeah,
that was a cool, funny moment.
Once he got up there and started going at it, that's my favorite round of the fight because Kong got the best of them.
Okay, so but before we get to as soon as like they're about to fight round two, obviously Kong has the weapon now. So before the first fight, he didn't have a weapon. So now he has the weapon of there's a fin on it on the stick of Godzilla's fin. So as soon as like Godzilla lights up his atomic breath, the stick lights up itself because it's part of Godzilla. So as soon as they go round two. Do you guys want to explain the fight? Or you guys want me to?
You going?
Well, I mean, I guess my question can be held on to at the end. This fight was definitely something. It was a little fair. He had a weapon, so of sorts, so he gets a little power up, and then they're on land. That makes it even better. I'm gonna go off course real quick just to mention that my three favorite people in this movie are the three. The conspiracy theorists, the ones that are running around, the daughter of Dr. Russell, is that his name?
Yeah, Dr. Russell.
You got the dude who was in the Atlanta TV show that played Paperboy, and then you got Fire Fist. And I know y'all don't care much for the people, but them together, that was just a perfect comedy trio. Mm-hmm. Actually, Paperboy was the only funny one to me. But.
Yeah, but...
So yeah, for round two, Kong finally gets to fight Godzilla again, but this time he has a weapon. And they're in Hong Kong, and the site where they're at is really beautiful and colorful because the buildings are lighting up all neon, and man, it looks amazing. And so yeah, Kong and Godzilla start battling. It was a good fight for both of them, and it looked like it was an even fight in the beginning. And then Kong started getting the edge on him, and as soon as he used the weapon, man, it was effective. As soon as he stabbed Godzilla in the thigh. And it pierced Godzilla's thigh, but then obviously Godzilla pushed him off and then threw the axe. And as soon as he threw the axe, and then Kong is defenseless without that weapon, Kong had to run for his life because he was getting atomic breath almost everywhere, and he got hit with it as well. And it was just crazy because like without that stick, Kong would have probably died.
Yeah.
He would have most likely died.
He was running for a while.
He was running for his life, and I was just thinking to myself, man, Godzilla and Kong are killing a lot of people in this movie.
Yeah, no, like all these people in these buildings, like, yeah, damn.
People's getting, like, atomic breath. People getting stepped on Kong.
Yeah.
You know, people are just trying to chill and watch Netflix, and some monkey is just on the top of the rooftop.
Alligator swinging his tail.
Alligator dragon is just knocking airplanes down, and whose insurance covers all this?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. They probably have insurance on Kong and Godzilla. But when that stuff was happening, so Kong finally got the weapon back because it was stuck on a building when Godzilla took it off and threw it. So as soon as Kong got the weapon, Godzilla was still using his atomic breath, and as soon as he was about to point it at Kong, Kong is going up in the air, jumps high in the air, about to strike down at Godzilla. Godzilla is powering up with his atomic breath. As soon as they connected, it hit the freaking axe of the weapon that he is using. And as soon as he gets close, it was like the Thor Thanos moment, like aim for the head basically. And man, it was so cool. It made a big old explosion. Both of them flew, but most likely it looked like Kong won this fight.
And then we also forgot about the part where Kong grabbed the axe and shoved it in Godzilla's mouth. How it was back in the day.
They made a little throwback. If you've seen the original King Kong versus Godzilla, there was a little throwback into this movie. And if you've seen it, there was a a scene where he shoved the axe of the one that he's using into Godzilla's mouth. And it was pretty funny because it was a little throwback. You're right. So yeah, that happened. So Kong won the second fight. So who wants to talk about the third fight?
Well, he won the second round, but then towards the end, remember Godzilla started hopping on him and started beating him up and put his foot on him and started roaring in his face. And he kind of let him know, like, he's like, I could have kept going.
Okay, so let me explain it what happened because it's the same. Okay, it was round 2.
It was kind of,
it was the same fight though, because it only happens moments later.
Yeah.
Because Kong won for a brief moment, and then a couple of minutes later, they're about to go again.
Somebody caught a second wind. They got it.
So Kong and Godzilla about to go fight again. Kong had the best advantage when he distracted, because he threw a weapon into a building to distract Godzilla. Like, I'm over there. So Godzilla got distracted, turned around. Godzilla got slammed into a building because Kong was on top of a building and jumped on his back, slammed his face into the building, and Kong was winning for a bit.
Yeah,
he was winning for a bit, and then as soon as Godzilla bit him on the shoulder, pulled him forward, and just went downhill for that.
That was bad. He was getting beat up.
Godzilla was tearing him up. Like, even when Godzilla, he grabbed Kong, he bit him, threw him to a building, dislocated his arm, and basically Kong is defenseless.
Yeah, he had nothing for him.
He had nothing else to do, and he was just crawling for his life, backing
he was
up.
trying to throw him off, it couldn't work.
And Godzilla was so relentless. He was crawling, biting his feet, doesn't matter, and he was just scratching his whole body, basically dismantling this man, and it looked like he was gonna maul him.
It looked like he broke his spirit.
Yeah, he
broke the monkey's spirit.
And it was so sad, and it was just like, dang, I actually kind of felt bad for the monkey.
I was like, Godzilla basically won both fights. I was like, my face was like, wow, they really just did that.
So it was like, dang, I did not expect this, and as soon as it happened, I'm like, Godzilla got the best of him, and when he was crawling and scratching Kong, Godzilla got on top of him, stomped on Kong, I think 3 times, and then you felt it, and you heard his ribs cracked, and then obviously Kong has a dislocated shoulder. Now he has messed up ribs, and it is not looking good for him. And Kong is on the floor, Godzilla's on top of him, and Godzilla just looks at him. And then just does a big roar, just basically like saying, submit. Like, like,
yeah,
I can kill you right now if I wanted to. You can't do anything to me, basically. And as a Godzilla fan, it's amazing to me. But if I was a Kong fan, I'll be pissed, So
my face was like, okay, they're gonna do that, all right.
So I was excited. I was like, dang, that is badass. He was saying, what's a king to a god? I was like, that's what I felt. I felt like if Godzilla had a voice, he would have said that.
Pretty much.
But it was a cool moment. Then as soon as Godzilla roared, Kong looked at him like, why are you screaming at me? You know what? I'm going to scream back. And he screams back as well. And that was a cool little scene moment. It was like, I could scream too. But after that, Godzilla gave him mercy. He did not kill Kong. He could have, but he decided to let him go and walked off and sensed another great danger that we'll talk about soon. So after talking about that, what did you guys think about that fight of Godzilla and Kong fighting that round?
Oh, which one, the third one?
The one that I just talked about.
Oh, so the second one, yeah. I already said, I thought Kong was winning. Even the dude in the helicopter said it looks like Kong won round 2. And right after that is when Godzilla got back up and just got his second win, like Jordan said. And started scratching him, stepping on him, basically roaring in his face and showed him like I wasn't done yet. Like, it takes more than that to just stop me. And Kong was just done. He had nothing left for him. Every round he pretty much got tired out. He could have kicked it into second gear.
That whole little round where Kong had a dislocated shoulder and you felt the pain because you heard the ribs crack. That was all dope, and especially for me being a neutral fan, because I'm so used to them getting used to ripping off the heads, eating the internals. You know what I'm saying? they took it to a whole nother level of mucho macho. Like he said, he gave him that roar, he even gave him that grin at some point, right? Like gave him a look, gave him a grin, like, we can get it cracking, come on. And that was fire. I appreciate that.
Okay. So we're gonna get to the final fight, and it's a surprise, I guess, and it was Mecha Godzilla. So, like I told you before, it was King Ghidorah's mind that was controlled Mecha Godzilla. So now he's basically advanced now. So it's like a Mega King Ghidorah, but it's Mecha Godzilla.
Super Mega Ultra.
Yeah.
King Ghidorah.
This is the first time ever, so I was like, what the? This is strange, but alright.
Yeah, the humans tried taking over Mecha Godzilla, it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work because it got controlled by King Ghidorah. But this monster was freaking. It looked pretty cool though.
Well, we gotta say what happened before he came out because the third round can't happen, and Godzilla was going to work.
Oh yeah, you can talk about it. Go for it.
I don't remember the scene as much as you do, but I just remember after the third round, pretty much Godzilla had handled King Kong pretty easily, and then King Kong basically was dying, and then the humans had to come back and how did he do it with the ship? He basically
Kong, obviously we talked about Kong and Godzilla fighting, and Godzilla got the advantage on him, and he broke his spirit. So what they had to do, because Kong was dying. And the little girl, the deaf girl, consented because she was feeling the ground and feeling the vibration, and she heard, or not heard, but feel his heartbeat, and he's slowly dying. So there was only one way to like bring him back to life and charge him up. So they had a ship where it can self-destruct an electricity wave to basically give him a shock to his heart to bring him back, so it can activate his heart and get him pumping. So that's what they did for Kong. They brought him back up to life, and he was still freaking. To me, he was still whooped and everything, obviously. And the little girl said, "Godzilla is not the enemy." And the funny reaction, just like seeing Kong's like,
yeah,
sure he ain't. So he just whooped me.
That dude that got the spaceship and put it on Godzilla's chest to revive him. Like, what made you think that was gonna work? Like, what? How, like, these humans in the show. The movie just so goddamn annoying.
It just get the story to keep going. That's
pretty much is what it was. I'm like, that's gonna bring him back to life. He's bleeding to death inside, probably. Like he had gotten worked right before that.
Yeah. But the little girl said telling Kong basically Godzilla is not the enemy. It is that monster that's the enemy. So he looked over there and he's seen Mecha Godzilla, and Mecha Godzilla is beating the crap out of Godzilla.
He is working.
Godzilla
wasn't sweating at all. He was working him.
He was a machine. He doesn't know. He has no stamina, no freaking
he was
sweat. He was beating the crap, and he's 10 times bigger than Kong and Godzilla combined.
Because when they first showed him, it didn't look like they were the same size. They shot the beams at each other, and you see him. He was just 10 times the size. It was
because so Kong seen that there's another Godzilla, and it was Mecha Godzilla, and he thought Godzilla was the enemy. So the little girl's saying, like, Godzilla's not the enemy, obviously, so he's like, please help him. So Godzilla got convinced by the little girl, so Kong is going to help him. Obviously, his shoulder head was dislocated, so what did he have to do? He had to pop it back in, and he ran into the building, and he was ready to go.
I was like, how does this monkey know how to do that? Like, dude, just he can't.
You gotta think about it. He's been around since the freaking 80s.
Throwing hands.
And he's just been popping his shoulder out. He's like, all right, another day in the office.
I feel his pain. We've been through it all.
But you see Godzilla again beat up so bad by Mecha Godzilla. And there was a scene where Godzilla, he was about to get blasted in the mouth just like how he does all his monsters. And he was about to get the same treatment like what Godzilla does, and as soon as like he was about to open his mouth, Mecha Godzilla that's opening Godzilla's mouth, Kong jumped in just in time, jumped on his back to pull his mouth up, and he blasted in the sky.
Do you remember when I told you that TikTok had ruined it for me because people were posting scenes of the movie? Yeah. That was the first scene I saw. When he was about to shoot it in his mouth and King Kong hopped on his back and pulled it, that was the scene I saw. That's when I'm like, okay, Mecha Godzilla's in the movie, really. Yeah, that's how I got ruined it. I was like, wow.
Dang, but
people just love to ruin stuff like us. We're spoiling it.
Well, we're giving them a video for a reason. So that happened. So we get the chance to see Godzilla and Kong team up against Mecha Godzilla, and that was a cool scene. So you guys want to talk about that, like story?
Rudy, if you want to go first, you should.
yeah, well, King Kong was giving him that work because to me he's just faster than Godzilla, and he was a little bit more nimble. You know,
agile. Yep.
Broke his ankles a couple times, and then he used his axe, and well, at the end of the day, he's still a little monkey. And shoot, I'm trying to remember. I was just because we just recently watched it, so
yep.
Well, they tried double teaming him for a little bit, and then what was it? Mechagodzilla shot the beam at Godzilla, and then Godzilla was pretty much just done after he had just gotten his ass kicked for a good what?
He got beat up for like a good solid 5 minutes.
Like in movie time, it was probably like a good 30 minutes. He was getting his ass kicked, but yeah. So Godzilla was just tired, and then so King Kong had to go at him for a little bit by himself. He held his own for a little bit, but then Mechagodzilla looked like he was about to kill. Remember when his tail came out and he was about to kill King Kong, and then we forgot about the humans that they're trying to turn off Mechagodzilla through the satellite. And as they're doing that, like, King Kong's trying to stop the tail from killing him, and then the humans basically turn off the satellite.
So what do you give your rating?
Ratings are 7. Again, the way they were able to withdraw the residual energy, I liked. But how are you getting a consciousness from a skull?
There was no brain.
That's where they lost me. I good movie, but they tried to just do too much. People were too involved in it. But overall, it's a 7. It's a 7. Go see it.
Okay. So my final verdict, I give it an 8, because obviously I just like to see this like big monsters going at it, especially when it's my boy Godzilla. And
big monkey.
Big monkey. So I really enjoyed this film. Yeah, it was annoying to get to the human part, but if you can bypass all that, you can get to the monsters. You're gonna thoroughly enjoy this movie, and man, it was a good movie to me. So I enjoyed it, and I will watch it many times. And hopefully there's more sequels to come, because I do not want this to be the final movie of the MonsterVerse, and I want it to continue. But the cool thing, but I didn't even get to say this as well. So there is a scene in the movie at the very end when they defeated Godzilla, Mechagodzilla. They were going to fight again, it seemed like, because Godzilla roared at Kong, and Kong was like literally still tired. Godzilla was still ready to go. As soon as Godzilla roared at Kong, Kong still had the weapon of Godzilla. And as soon as he let go of the weapon, Godzilla just looked at him and then just turned his back and walked away. Basically saying,
I don't want to smoke. Basically what he told me, I'm good, I don't got nothing left.
Yeah, so
basically it went 3-0.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
Basically the movie ended at 3-0 Godzilla.
So I think it was pretty cool. He was like basically like, are you good? Are you still want to fight? Like, nah, just drop the weapon. All right, we cool.
Yeah, at the point where you watch him blow atomic breath, not just through one world, but 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Put it down. You're done.
But I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool, and I liked the ending. And hopefully the story continues, because it ended with Kong being in Hollow Earth and Godzilla being in the water. So if you did enjoy our review on this movie, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, post notification to get all my videos up to date. See you on the next video, and peace.